Hi y'all, welcome back. It is October and I'm heading back to the farm after dropping off some more sand. You'll see the dollars have gone up quite a bit. I've been hauling sand from that little access road and I think it's pretty much done. I'm just heading back to the farm real quick. I want to show you what I've been working on and then get on with the work for today. What is going on here? What? What is fire truck? What? Wow, I've got to say, y'all, this is just wild. This car has flown over the bank of my property here, down near where I put the greenhouses. Apparently it caught on fire, and someone driving up the road saw it burning and called the fire truck out. I can't believe it. I have no idea what happened. The person I was just talking to, the firefighter over there, said they thought that maybe the car got, I don't know, drove over some of the sand up there and lost control. Came flying down the bank. I mean, there is a lot of sand up here. Oh, look at that. Yeah, and they do go by pretty fast. Well, I guess I could see that. Yikes. Right then. Seems like we have a bit of a safety hazard here. Think I'm gonna have to do something about that. Wow, I got distracted. That was an unexpected morning. Let's try this again. Hi, everybody. I know I said last time that we would plow our new field today, but I actually have had a change of plans. I am over here in town, where the birds are very loud. I don't really have birds out there in the desert. So yeah, I was talking to Kate at the Board of Agriculture, and she pointed out that it's possible to do contracts for other farms in town, where I can use their equipment and make a little money doing work for them if they don't have time to do it themselves. And she thought that might be a good idea since I don't actually know how to farm. So I took a couple of contracts for Ravenwood Farm, which I think is off in that direction somewhere. It's not this place, this is Mossy Pine. But they brought this equipment over, and I just had a meeting with Estelle from Ravenwood Farm, and she showed me kind of the broad strokes about how this works. This is a harvester. It's a very big harvester. And this is the header that goes on the front to actually process what we're going to harvest. which is the soybeans over there. And she brought over a little tractor here, which this is cool. What is this? That's a funny little piece of equipment. I like it. And this trailer, and I'll use this to haul the grain that I'm about to harvest, or soybeans, I guess, in this case. Is that what soybeans look like? Wow. Over to the food factory, where I'm going to be dropping it off for them. And we'll start on this field. It's a little bit smaller. And then they've got a larger field sort of over in that direction that I will take over and harvest after I do this one. So, I guess let's just get into it. I have no idea how any of this works. That's a long way up to that cab. Okay. So, yeah, Estelle gave me a really quick overview of what all these buttons and joysticks and things do. Well, this will be fun. Hey, okay, I've got a nice display there. Alright. Climate control. Could have used this out in the desert. Maybe I should just get one of these harvesters and live in it out there in the heat. Alright, well, I gotta disconnect this trailer that's attached to it because it's got the header on it. And then try to, cannot see a darn thing. Try to put it on without driving into the river too bad. Get lined up over here. That's a very bad angle. I can do better than that. Okay. Right, I guess I'm gonna get the drone up and go into a time lapse while I do this. You don't want to hear me babbling on while I learn how to harvest for the first time. So, let's get into it, shall we? Okay, well that wasn't so bad. After I figured out how to get it going. Unfolding this thing was a bit of a chore. Maybe don't tell Estelle that I spilled some of that on the ground. I think I'm just going to take this... Oh boy. I might have to put it back on the trailer to get across this river. I was going to take this harvester back over to the next field we're going to be working in, and then take this grain, or soybeans I guess, in this case, over to the food factory where we'll be dropping it off. It's a nice looking farmyard, but I don't see any equipment or anything around here. I wonder who lives in this place. Maybe it's unoccupied right now. This field over here is a much larger one. I guess that other one was a good warm-up for this. Okay, let's just leave this harvester here for a little bit. We'll come back to this. I do like that machine. It's really interesting. It's so lush here. Not like the desert all. I gotta poke around here on my way through. What is that? I mean, I guess there are horses here. Hi, horses. Hi. Aren't you pretty? Okay, maybe pretty isn't the right word. Majestic. You look like some very well-bred horses. Why would there be horses in a farm with no equipment? Surely they weren't just abandoned here. I probably shouldn't go in their barns. Oh, man. This is very weird. I'm not sure what to do. Just like, I don't see any equipment. Look at this, it's just empty. Alright, well, I guess maybe I can ask Estelle. She brought the equipment over to this field, so I'm sure she knows who this farm belongs to. Oh, what? Ah! Okay, well, that's a little refreshing after all the sand out in the desert anyway. What a funny little tractor. This track is just a little bone breaking. All this dirt. Ah, jeez. I feel like I'm gonna go flying off somewhere. I guess it's probably what happened to that car this morning out by my farm. Oh, so yeah, I should have said, nobody was hurt. The driver was able to get out, and a passing car noticed that it was engulfed in flames, driver's phone didn't get out with him, but the passerby was able to call the fire department and have them come and extinguish the car. Should be gone by the time I get back to the farm. The fireman said there is a recovery crew that they would send out to come and take it away and also clean up any fluids that spilled there. So this is where I'm supposed to take it, the food factory. Food factory? Who calls it a food factory? I'm not sure what to do with this really. I think I'll go inside and see if I can find someone who can tell me. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I just spoke with Claude. It's so loud out there. I spoke with a gentleman named Claude, and he said I can just bring it right up to this grate here. I'm just going to spin around because that was a bad angle. Bring it right up here and tip it, he said. So that's what I'll do. Well, that was easy. So Claude, who I met inside there, said they've got some sort of equipment underneath that grate. They can tell how much material I've deposited. In this case, soybeans. And they know how much they're expecting from the farm. They've got some sort of agreement with the farm for so many liters of soybeans. And Claude told me, which I did not know, that anything beyond what they've agreed with the farm already doesn't count toward the contract. It just is mine, I guess, as the person doing the work. And so I get to keep whatever is left over at the end. So obviously I don't have anything to... Oh, geez. This track is awful. I don't have anything to do with a bunch of soybeans. I don't have a silo or any way to store it. I don't even own a trailer really to get it out there. Although I guess I could put it in my dump truck trailer there. So I'll probably just sell it to them at whatever the market rate is right now. But yeah, I'll make a little extra money off this contract, which is pretty great. I'm gonna ask Kate about this farm, or Estelle, somebody. Board of Agriculture should know who owns it if Estelle doesn't, but I'm sure she does. I just hate to think those horses might be abandoned. Alright, I guess I'll just park back here out of the way for now. Okay, well, I think this one's going to take a little longer, so why don't I send the drone up again and we'll just do another time lapse. Okay, well that was fun. Yeah, that wasn't so bad. I was a little worried about getting it right because somebody's paying me. I parked on an awfully steep bank here, didn't I? I was a little worried about getting it right because somebody was paying me to do it. I was using somebody else's equipment, but it's not that hard to drive around in a field. I'm sure there's more to farming most of the time, but you know, I think I like harvesting. That was cool. I'm heading over to the shop now because I have an exciting thing to share with you. Rachel, my mechanic over at the shop, she let me know that they got another used piece of equipment in on trade, and I don't know why Dan, my sales guy, didn't tell me about it. I think I might be having to have words with him soon. Okay. Sure, yeah, you just go on out there. Yeah, but Rachel told me about it, and I was able to pick up a cultivator used, which is all ready for me. Rachel has been working on it. She got it lined up. It's parked in the back of the parking lot at the dealer right now, and my tractor is ready. So I think I'm going to rent that plow now and start plowing in my field. Let's do some actual farming on our own property. How cool. By the way, that food factory, what a weird name. Food factory. We have dairies, we have bakeries. Who calls it a food factory? What kind of food do they make at that factory? I think I need to do some more investigating. I guess I'll just leave my truck over here for now. Yeah, check it out. This is my tractor. It's all set. Isn't she a beauty? A little big. I think I need something a little big for what I'm going to be doing out there in the frontier. It's a lot bigger than that tractor I was just using to haul those soybeans. And this is my new cultivator. Well, okay, so it's used. I can see the paint scraped off in a few places. But you know what? I don't need everything to be shiny and perfect. It won't stay that way for very long, even if it was. I like it. Okay, I don't need a cultivator yet. Gotta start with the plow. So let me run inside and see a man about a plow. We'll be back in a minute. Okay, what do you think? Dan was able to rent me this case plow. It is literally the biggest plow that I can fit on this tractor to try to get as much done as possible. And yeah, it's actually looks like a pretty good match for this tractor. There's weight on the front now. Dan suggested that thing weighs about 2.5 tons, and I might want to counter it a little bit with some weight. So I think we're all set. Let's get this out to the farm and start doing some plowing. I have some more to tell you about as I drive. As I said, oh lordy, that truck just clipped me. He didn't even stop. He just clipped my plow and just drove right off. That's not even my plow. Oh, come on. I don't love that. Right, and now I'm about to run into cheese. Well, that was awful. Yeah, I was saying... I don't know what I was saying. Right, yes, the sand that I was clearing. This is, yeah, big piece of equipment, I guess. The sand that I was clearing was on that access road that Frontier Security said I could access, and I cleared it. I got all the sand picked up. It took a long time. It's been weeks since we recorded last. Oh dear, I probably shouldn't go around a police officer, should I? Will somebody go? Now traffic is backing up. This is not going to go well. Let's see what we can do. It's fine. Nothing to see here. Yeah, so I got the sand cleared, and I had to go through a training session with Frontier Security about using this gate. And technically I've been cleared to use all 3 gates. There are 3 of them outside of the main gate, but at the moment the only one I've cleared the sand from... Oh dear, don't hit. Okay. The only one I've cleared the sand from is this one here, which goes out right near my farm, and this oversized piece of equipment seems like a good argument to try this gate out for the first time. So let's do it. Oh no, don't hit me, and I don't want to hit the sign. Oh dear. Yeah, well, that... Great. Well, I agree. Why don't they make this equipment easier to take with on the road? What were they thinking? Yeah, we're gonna... This is very cool. I have to show you. I have to get out of the tractor. It's interesting. So they gave me this transponder, which I have to use from outside of the tractor, because I guess they need to also match it with me, the person. There's video cameras somewhere around here to make sure that the transponder is being properly used by somebody who's got proper access. So yeah, I can go through this gate now. It's pretty cool. So part of the training was I have to make sure I close both gates every time, and I have to wait to see them both closed. I'm not allowed to drive away while they're closing. Have to make sure they actually did really close. And look how clean this road is. I made a lot of money selling sand. I don't remember how much I had exactly the last time I recorded, but I want to say it was something like, I don't know, 70 or 90,000, something like that. I was able to buy that cultivator, which I'll have to go back into town and pick up at some point when I drop off this plow. I wonder, given that car went flying off the road earlier outside of my farm, I wonder if they would let me clear the sand off of these roads too. You know, generally you can only clear off the land you own, but honestly, this seems like a hazard. Oh, yes, I know, I have a big white thing. Here we go. Alright, so let's go back here where I'm going to plow my field. So exciting. Well, actually, I know I'm gonna do it back here, but I don't know where exactly. Should I do one big field from here all the way back? Hello, wind turbine. Should I do more than one field? Do I want to grow more than one type of thing at a time? How close should I go to the oasis? Should I clean up this sand before I plow? So I can come closer up here? What do I want to build over here? Alright, I think before I plow, I'm going to have a think about what I want to do with this property. And then we'll come back in. Maybe I'll mark the outline out once I decide what to do. And then I'll start recording again, and you can watch me do the fun part. Alright, see you soon.